I never thought the person I trusted most could become a stranger overnight. It starts with small things, a glance, a phone left face down, a secret smile. And then one day, it hits you like a freight train. Everything you built, everything you believed, might not be real.
Malax.
Today, I need to tell you something I've carried for months. Something that shook the foundation of my marriage. But before we dive in, if you enjoy stories that unravel real-life drama, hit subscribe. It's free, and it helps me keep sharing these stories.
Alright, here's mine.
For 6 years, Emily and I were inseparable. 4 of those years were in marriage, and it felt effortless. We laughed at the same dumb jokes, argued for hours about which movie to watch, and fell asleep side by side after sharing takeout on lazy evenings. We were the kind of couple people envied, at least, I thought we were. But 6 months ago, things started to feel off. Tiny details at first. Emily, who never cared much about her phone, suddenly carried it everywhere, even to fold laundry. One evening, I joked, "Running a secret spy ring now?" She laughed, but later set a password on her phone, something she had never done before. When I asked why, she said, "Security reasons."
Too vague. And then the calls.
She would disappear to another room or step outside just to answer. Always a friend from work. Her distance grew, and our conversations, once effortless, now felt like pulling teeth. It all came together one Wednesday. She told me she was meeting a friend for coffee. Coincidentally, I was in the area. I thought I'd surprise her. But when I got there, she wasn't with anyone. She was pacing outside, phone pressed to her ear, saying things like, "It's almost ready, starting fresh soon." My gut sank. It all came together one Wednesday. She told me she was meeting a friend for coffee. Coincidentally, I was in the area. I thought I'd surprise her. But when I got there, she wasn't with anyone. She was pacing outside, phone pressed to her ear, saying things like, "It's almost ready, starting fresh soon." My gut sank. Later at home, she mentioned organizing all our account info, just in case of emergencies. It sounded reasonable, superficially. But the way she said it, so polished, so rehearsed, it set off alarms. Why now? Why the sudden concern over finances we'd never worried about before? Over the next few days, I noticed more subtle signs. Small, unexplained withdrawals from our joint account. Minor amounts, but strange. Something was happening. And I knew I needed to protect myself, before it was too late. I called my mother, discreetly explaining that I needed to move some assets for safety reasons. Then I began transferring investments, cash, even our house, into her name. Every signature, every click on that laptop felt like a betrayal, yet a necessary shield. My hands shook as I made lists, double-checked papers, and tried to anticipate every possible move. Inside, I felt a mix of guilt and relief. Relief for taking control, guilt for even thinking Emily might betray me. Still, I had to be prepared. The months of subtle signs, the phone, the distant conversations, the vague friend, were a puzzle I could no longer ignore.
2 weeks passed. Emily's behavior changed again.
She was unusually cheerful, talking about trivial things like dinner plans. I questioned whether I had overreacted. Maybe it was all stress, maybe I imagined it. Then, that Friday night, she sat me down.
Calm. Frigid.
"We need to talk," she said. And just like that, I think we should get a divorce. I listened as she spoke about needing space, finding herself, and how she felt unappreciated. But then came the line that cut deeper than any knife, "I deserve more."
More?
After everything I did to support her dreams, her career changes, her yoga retreats, our vacations, I tried to process it all, but my mind kept returning to one thing, her friend. The person who had been whispering in her ear, convincing her that leaving me wasn't just a choice, it was a strategy. I couldn't ask her directly. So I dug.
Social media, mutual friends, subtle clues.
Finally, I pieced it together. Someone named Nathan, connected to her work, actively guiding her through divorce strategies.
Eating clicket.
The passwords, the withdrawals, the rehearsed conversations. It wasn't paranoia.
It was planned.
And yet, I survived it. I had protected myself, safeguarded our life, and most importantly, learned something that no amount of money could teach. Trust is fragile, and sometimes, the person you love most can change in ways you never imagined. I'm sharing this because life doesn't always give warnings. And when it does, you have to listen. Your gut, your instincts, your voice of reason.
Protect what matters, yes.
But also remember, love, trust, and loyalty are as delicate as glass. Once broken, they may never reflect the same image again. If this story resonated, Comment below. Have you ever felt someone you loved was slipping away without warning?
Let's talk about it.